Thursday morning, the 19th of March. This is our COVID task force meeting. We're glad you're able to join us. One of the things I thought might be interesting this morning is to take a look at some mapping, geographic mapping, where they're tracking the outbreak as it develops over real time. If we look at this map right here, this was taken back on 3/10. Everywhere that you see a yellow or a red, those are LCS communities across the United States. You can see back on 3/10, there was only one LCS community. It was not our community, but up here in the state of Washington, there was one outbreak. That's developed over several days. We're mapping this every other day. Here is the most recent map that came out yesterday, and you can see the blue. The virus is beginning to spread, and we're seeing it across the United States. You can see there are clusters here in San Francisco, Seattle, Philadelphia. This is the New York State, New Rochelle area, and up into Boston. Here in the Florida area, we continue to look fairly good considering the population of this state. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. George, I'm going to ask you to give our first report. George, update us please on activity within the county and the state.
Okay, there are 12 confirmed cases in Pinellas County. Statewide, there are 8 total deaths, and in the state of Florida, there are only 328 total cases confirmed.
All right, very good. Thank you. Leslie, could you give us an update on activity level here within the community?
Currently at Regency, we have no one under quarantine. We are monitoring one staff member and one resident for flu-like symptoms right now.
Hey, thank you very much for that update. Just sort of a recap of where we are and some of the measures that we implemented yesterday. At this point, we have restricted visitors to the independent living. We're only allowing essential visitors, and those individual exceptions are being granted through the process of presenting to me. We've restricted our visitors in the AL, and the only exceptions there are end-of-life cases, and the same is true for our healthcare center. Entry points at the health center have been reduced to a single point of entry and exit. Here in the independent living, we currently are leaving all wing doors open as long as we continue to have compliance from the residents and the support of our residents to make sure that once they leave the community and come back in, they are voluntarily submitting to temperature checks. We have implemented a screening process for all of the associates and any visitors on our AccuShield to get additional health information along with the temporal screens. And we are taking temperatures of every staff member, family member, or visitor that we do grant access to the residents' apartments or our buildings. Social distancing is in place. We are encouraging people to maintain a 6-foot separation between them and another individual. We have eliminated all programmings in large events, and we are asking people if they gather to do so in small groups of no more than 4. I'm going to turn now to Rance and ask if he couldn't give us an update on what he's doing over in the nursing center.
So over at the health center, we're continuing to follow CDC guidelines, and we're working with the health department. We have no active cases. We don't have any suspected cases over there, so we're counting our blessings for that. Also, last night, the governor's office put out a new order that all employees and nursing homes and assisted living will have to start wearing masks. So now we are all wearing masks over at the health centers to try to keep the residents safe.
Okay, Rance, thank you very much for that update. Now we're going to go to department reports, and first up, George, you're sitting in for Darwin. Can you tell us what's going on in maintenance?
Maintenance, we've split into two groups. We have an outside group doing pressure washing and painting. The north crew is doing any emergency calls we get as far as plumbing, electrical, and air conditioning. The south crew is doing the same in their buildings. We're not moving building to building, we're just maintaining three separate groups to keep our social distance as well.
So I just left a resident.
The front desk has additional staffing to assist with the check-in process. Everybody coming into the building, it's associates, getting their temperatures taken and being screened for symptoms to be sure that it is okay for them to come in. We have departments, transportation helping out with that to have a smooth entrance at shift change. I also want to take a minute and remind you with the social distancing, please don't everyone come to the mail room at the same time to pick up your mail. That will be way too many people in one area at the same time, so please keep that in mind. Thank you.
Hello everyone. In housekeeping, we actually have a few teams that we set aside, Team A and Team B. Team A is currently working on changing all your linens and towels and retrieving all the dirty linens, and also Team B is actually focusing on deep cleaning other areas that you see us deep cleaning. We'll also have one team, also Team C, taking care of the sanitizing of all handles and all stairwells as well as all common areas as well.
Wellness center providers are still coming to the wellness center, so if you do have a scheduled appointment with them, they are allowed to come in as long as they are screening, but you can always verify them by giving them a call.
Good morning. As we prepare our next billing statements, I wanted to reiterate to all that have submitted a meal plan change form effective April 1st. We will not make those changes. Everyone's plan will remain the same, so you do not need to fill out a new form or stop at the office. Again, we will not be making the meal change forms for April 1st. We will let you know when that change will occur in the future. Thank you.
As in resident program right now, we are doing the social distancing, so please be sure to take a look at maybe FaceTime a new buddy, pick up a new book, a puzzle. We really are encouraging you to please stay away from one another in all those aspects. We will have some workouts posted on the VCTV in the future, so please keep a lookout for that, as well as we will be introducing our midday movies every day at 1 p.m. Monday through Friday, and we will be streaming them from Netflix, so you can take a little bit of time after lunch, enjoy a good movie or a book right from Regency Oaks.
Great. The next thing I'd like to cover is just supplies. We're doing fairly well. My understanding are routine general supplies, whether it's food or disinfectant or cleaning supplies, that supply chain seems to be holding up. I do understand that we're having some difficulty in the medical supply. Rance, what can you tell us about what's happening with our ability to obtain medical supplies?
So right now, it's extremely hard to get a hold of face masks and gowns. Fortunately, we have plenty of face masks for the new governor's order that came through for our staff, but we're telling everybody to cherish their face masks and don't run through them. We don't want to waste them. Gowns are very hard to come by. We don't have very many left. So the CDC sent out new guidelines yesterday to be more creative when it comes to gowns, and we're actually looking at creating our own cloth gowns that will be reusable, and we'll be washing them.
One of the, thank you very much. One of the strategies that came up in yesterday's divisional call is when ordering your supplies, if you order your regular routine amount, we have a much better opportunity to get that fulfilled than if you try to stock up or put unnecessary demands on supply orders. And so I think that's a good best practice that we can put in place and monitor. I did hear if you need personally, if you need toilet paper at home or residence, if you need toilet paper, Sam's has a good supply of toilet paper. They are lining up every morning at 8 o'clock. They're taking up to 300 people, and they are limiting it to one case of 36 rolls, and it's reasonably priced. So if you are in desperate need of toilet paper, that might be a good source. One other issue we won't address today, but I wanted everyone to be on top of it. I know we have ongoing plans. Staffing has not been an issue this week. Spring break was planned and anticipated, and so most of our workers with small kids had already set plans in place to care for those kids. That may change come Monday. The school systems have shut down beyond spring break, and so we may get some pressure with staffing issues starting Monday. So let's get on top of that and make sure we have our plans in place as well. All right, that concludes our meeting for today. I hope you've found this information to be useful. Stay tuned for future updates. We're going to try to do a daily update and get it out to all the residents on 732. Have a great afternoon. Stay safe. We'll talk to you soon.